Good evening, everyone. Hello. Good morning to you in North America, and good afternoon to those of you good evening to those of you in Oceania and around the world. Thanks for joining. I'm Sri Lankan Sammi. We're having a little coffee here today. It is 5 o'clock local time. I lost a filling. Not a cavity filling. I have very deep molars in the back. And for the last 20 years, I had a plastic fill to make my molars a little bit less deep so that food didn't get stuck in there and cause a cavity. But I think it came out. Well, I know it came out because I can feel it. Put my tongue there and it's like really deep. So I'm going to go to the dentist tomorrow, but every time I drink anything hot or cold, it goes in there and it's like, it was definitely not a cavity because I just had my cleaning like 2 weeks ago. So between my cleaning and a couple of days ago, it's come out. So I wanted to say that, but welcome to today's Midweek Podcast. We're going to chat today very quickly about a few things that I've noticed about living in the Philippines. I'm going to say hi to a few people. I'm going to update you guys. Thank you for joining. I truly appreciate it. I mean, let me tell you something. I got my first troll on this channel. I've been pretty fortunate that I haven't been like bombed or anything like that. Like my old channel, I used to get until I figured it out. I used to get these, "Oh, thank you for the great information. You're doing a really good job. By the way, I have a Binance account with the passphrase, blah, 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 blah. Can you help me?" And then I didn't think about it in the beginning. And then I got the same, almost the same duplicate one a few days later. And then I got 4 or 5 of those. And I Googled it or ChatGPT'd it, and it basically is a scam. So what they do is they send you this passphrase. And then what you do, because being the unscrupulous person that you are, would enter that into your wallet, and somehow something happens and they get connected to your wallet and whatever, and they take everything out of your crypto account. But since I don't have one anymore, I don't bother with it. And the other one, I get a lot of people from Bangladesh and Pakistan asking me to soliciting me for YouTube manager, and I'm like, nah, I did that a couple times, not doing it again. So I just say no thank you. But they are persistent. But today, like yesterday or something, someone was like, "I'm pretty sure they're Filipino from their name of their handle," and they were just, and their English was not grammatically perfect, but they were like something about coming here from Sri Lanka and blah blah blah, come on, tell the truth, are you a scammer? And just to engage, and people say don't engage, but the thing is, I need the engagement for the YouTube algorithm. I just said, "Oh yeah, you caught me, that's what I'm doing, I'm a scammer, thank you very much." And that I left it. And then the other one is the person posted twice, and the other one was something along the lines of don't eat the food here, it's too hot and spicy, and are you brain dead? And I said, yes I am, thank you very much or are you stupid or something like that, and thank you for showing your brains, or something like that. I let it propagate into the algorithm, and then I deleted them. I blocked them. So anyways, I got the little engagement from Darren. How are you doing, brother? SQ422, excellent. Singapore Airlines, brother, I love it, amazing. There's I briefly saw on the news in Australia there was a serious weather pattern, I think in the north, I'm not 100% sure, but hopefully everything's okay for you, and you're getting ready for your trip to Sri Lanka. Mom was saying that they're having some serious weather. Rain, rain, rain. A low pressure system has parked itself over Sri Lanka and just pouring rain. She says the airport was closed this morning due to unsafe weather or weather conditions, and people had, and the plane, all the planes had to land at Ratmalana. So hopefully things turn around in the next little while for you before you arrive. So guys, I wanted to update you all, especially you, Darren, and everyone. The channel is doing spectacular. Sorry, 1 second here. Oh, one of my high school friends. So one of my high school friends popped up on my Facebook, and he was actually like one of my close friends in high school, Ian. And he popped up on my Facebook, and I friended him, and he just chatted me back. So yeah. Let's see, he's interested in what I'm doing these days. Send him a nice photo of me having a good time. Yeah, so things are going pretty good here, and I don't want to like jump the gun and tell you guys that this is something that I'm going to do or blah blah blah. I'm just going to say this. I have found something I want to explore, and peel apart the layers and deep dive and ensure that this is going to be the right decision for me, because I want to use the word falling in love, but I am living life. Darren, you're going to be so happy. I'm making friends left, right, and center. I went to the gym this morning. I made friends with an amazing guy, a 62-year-old guy from Holland, because I was wearing my Max Verstappen shirt. And we just ended up chatting while we were working out. I met another guy who also exercises, but I met him online, and then it turns out, I think I said this, it turns out that he lives like next door in the building next door. He's also Canadian, also Sri Lankan, but from Australia. And he's leaving at the end of December. So I'm going to end up staying till March. I get my motorcycle back in the next couple of days. I'm going out with the guys on Thursday night, tomorrow night. The weekend, Tim and his wife and sister-in-law are coming over for a pool party. Anuj left yesterday, and when he introduced me to a bunch of his friends, two of them they all went to Bangkok for a couple of days. So when they come back, I'm going to meet up with them. What else? So this week and next week are a little bit like I'm floating around, not until I get things taken care of. I need to make sure that I have everything settled and organized. I got to get my parking pass for the next 3 months. I have to get the bike, paid for that. I have to get my bank account opened. I'm going to show you guys about that. I've been doing some more research on visas. I'm going to do a visa vlog soon. And I'm also, Darren, I just did a video about relationships and being single and why I'm single and what my plans are. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but I'm going to eventually find someone who can tolerate me. That's the trick, okay? Not that I can tolerate, but someone who can tolerate me. Because I want to travel. I want to go. So Tim's other sister-in-law is coming in a month, and she's staying for 2 weeks. I know her. So I'm going to be hanging out with her because we dated for a bit 3 years ago. She's a great girl. I think she's amazing fun. We're going to have some great times together. And that'll be fun because she'll be here for Christmas and New Year. So I'm going to have someone to hang out with for Christmas and New Year. She was studying in Manila. So that'll be fun to meet up with her again. I'm hoping Jasmine comes in January, but if she doesn't, I want to have someone who I can go to Palawan with. I want to have someone who I can go to Bohol with. I want to have someone who I can travel around. I want to go in February. I want to go early February. I want to go down to Bohol, Oslo, and go swimming with the whale sharks. I want to do that by myself. And I don't want to do it in one day. I want to go down there, spend the day, relax, then go do the whale, then come back and relax, and then come home. Because it is a 5-hour car ride, and that is exhausting, right? So I hate being in the car. I mean, 4 or 5 hours, I can fly to Sri Lanka in 4 or 5 hours. So driving in the car, I would rather have the car drive at night and sleep in the car the whole day instead of wasting a day in a car. So that's something we're going to plan later on. But to do that, I'd like to have a partner to go with me and do that. And Lady Sarah's not here. Jasmine isn't going to make it. And she doesn't like to go out in the sun. So if Jasmine comes, that's going to be predominantly a party week when she's here. But the other thing is I don't have to do everything all at once right now. Like I don't have to go to Palawan. I'd like to. I'd probably just end up going for 3 days to Bohol, which is closer and cheaper. And then when I come back next year, I want to do that. So the thing is that Um, so speaking of relationships and oh, you're on the plane, Darren. Wow. That's great, brother. Listen, don't you can't stream on that Wi-Fi, brother. It doesn't work like that. But Singapore Airlines has great Wi-Fi. I was using the Wi-Fi when I was on the plane over Brunei, taking pictures and upload and chatting with Lady Sarah. She's like, "Are you there yet?" No, I said, "No, I'm on the plane." She goes, "How are you texting me on the plane?" I said, "They have Wi-Fi." So it was funny. Anyway, um, speaking of relationships and stuff like that, I really need to get a coffee maker if I move here next year. Well, what I do is I would ship. If I'm going to come here for a year, I would probably, I wouldn't ship my stuff. If I was coming here forever, I would ship my stuff. But what I would do is I would buy a decent coffee maker and then leave it at Tim's house when I leave. But I'm going to plan on coming here for a year next year. I can get a decent price on a condo here for a year. I've made some good connections, some good friends. But I have also run into a warning. Warning, warning, danger, Will Robinson, danger. On relationships. There are, I'm not saying people here are bad or scammers, but there are people here who, there are people all over the world who wish to take advantage of people who are vulnerable. All over the world, whether you're male or female. Here, it just happens to be older males being taken advantage of by younger females. In North America, it's the opposite. But what happens here, and what I have heard, and it's not horror stories where it's like one or two, it's a lot. Because I don't know if it's a cultural thing. I really need to, and for every one that I hear bad, I hear one that is like amazing. Okay, I've met some guys and said, "Oh, I met this amazing Filipino woman," and my friend Tim, his wife is spectacular. She's the great. I have no idea how she puts up with him. No idea. But the culture here is where someone of a younger age will marry someone of an older age. And I don't know, because I'm going to interview my friend's wife and I'm going to ask her, like, what happens when Tim eventually passes away and, you're still only like 50 years old, because there's like I'm going to say there's a 25-year difference between them. I'm not 100% sure, 25, 20 years. But obviously, he will pass away before her. He's got some medical issues and not in the best health. But who knows? He could live forever. Anyway, but the other guy I met, he said 30 years difference, and they're planning on getting married. I heard this story secondhand from a friend who's a YouTuber. I've met like 3 or 4 YouTubers here who interviewed a friend of his that he knew. And this is the story. And I was like shocked. I'm sorry, I wasn't shocked. I was surprised that it still happens. And I'm going to do a big video on how men can protect themselves here. like red flags. And I like, because I know traveling to Thailand, you know what not to do. Don't fall for a bar girl. Don't give money. I've been talking to a few girls here and there. The second they ask me for money, I ghost them. I stop talking to them. Because that's what they've been talking with their friends and oh, I got this guy to give me money. And if you talk to 10 guys and you can get 5 of them to give you money, you got it made. And they're overseas. You don't have to do anything. You get 1,000 pesos from this guy, 1,000 pesos from that guy, and you just keep playing the same story over and over. And this is what I'm assuming. Okay, I don't know. But God, this guy, he met a girl online. He came here, he met her, and he took his time, but he ended up marrying her. And then he bought a house or rented a house he rented a house. And it turns out she started inviting all these people over. And she's telling him that they're cousins and the children of cousins that she has to take care of. And 14 people are living in the house. 14 in a 3-bedroom. And he finds out from the ex-girlfriend of one of the brothers or cousins that 6 of the kids that are living in the house are hers. He didn't know. So he gets mad at her and everything, and they kick him out. And he comes back and all this stuff is gone. Passport, clothes, computers, everything of his personal property is gone. So after, I don't know how long, but he formulates a plan, he comes back and he apologizes. Because even if you're married here, you don't have any rights. Like, this is one thing I've learned. Unless you're a citizen, you have no rights. Forget about it. And especially in this country, it's my friend, high school friend. He's a really cool guy. My God, he was, for a country boy, he was handsome. All the girls loved him. My friend, his name is Ian. My friend Martin. They were the 2 handsome guys in school, and they were always kind to me. And because I was the only brown guy in school. There was 2 of us in a school of 2,000 kids. It was all white. And, they were really kind to us and never felt any issues or problems. There were a few ignorant comments from others, but not from the people that I hung out with and knew. It wasn't very, it was cliquey. You had the nerds, you had the mod guys, you had the jocks and the popular kids. I was in that group. But it was fun. High school was fun. I had great fun in high school. Never any issues, no bullying, nothing like that. Because I was president of the ski club, I was vice president of the student body. I was on the football team. I was active, socially active. Yeah, Darren, 30 years. And for us in the Western world, it's creepy. But here in Southeast Asia, it's not. And I'm going to get into that because I've spoken to a few women before and they said, don't you find that weird? And he goes, no, it's perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It's normal for us. Whether it's a foreigner or whether it's a local, there is an age difference. Not always, but it's acceptable. You're not going to get weird looks. The only weird looks you're going to get is from other foreigners and tourists, not from locals. They know because someone who is slightly older has the maturity and the moral and financial ability to take care of them. So that's the reason behind it. I don't personally agree with it, although I date younger. If I was to have a relationship with someone, I would date someone in their late 30s. Just someone who can be a little bit more physically active. And the other thing is I would look for someone who doesn't have any medical issues. Because again, I would have to like take care of someone. I don't want to do that. There's a whole big thing I'm talking about relationships and what I don't want, which again is like, it's me being selfish. I don't want anybody to have to suffer with me. But anyway, the guy ended up formulating a plan, and he goes back and he apologizes on his hands and knees and begs forgiveness and says, listen, I made a mistake. I was stupid. You were right. I was wrong. I know you did it because you love me, blah, blah, blah. And he just formulated this plan of getting back in their good graces. So comes back a few days later, all his stuff is back, and and he formulates a plan. He lived upstairs with his wife and everybody else lived downstairs. And he called his friend. He said, listen, bring the car and get ready when I call you. So one night his wife had gone out and there was a minimal amount of people, and he feigned stomach problems to stay home. The minute she's out the door, he starts packing all his stuff. Now he's upstairs. Nobody knows what's going on, but he can't take his suitcases out the front door because they'll stop him. There's men and other people in the house. So he throws his stuff out the bedroom window, the balcony, over the fence, calls his friend, walks out the front door, gets on his motorcycle and takes off. His friend had already grabbed his luggage and stuff. He goes to the lawyer, goes to his friend's house, goes to the lawyer, and finds out that his wife had never registered the wedding. So after a year, it was null. Not annulled, but null. It was never registered, so it was void. So he wasn't married. Good way to get out of the marriage. And he said he lost 1 million pesos, which would be about $200,000, I'm going to say, over the course of a year. About $15,000. Yeah, $15,000. That's not a lot. That's not a lot, right? Maybe did I write that wrong? Yeah, I probably wrote that wrong. That's too low. 3. Yeah, $17,000. 15 to $17,000 depending on exchange rate. So anyway, he was lucky, but I understand the mentality of someone who would do it, because this is what I would do if I was in this situation and I lived in this country and I had the chance to try to siphon off some money from someone without doing anything. Is, do you mind just sending me 1,000 pesos so I can put load on my phone, put data minutes so I can keep talking to you? You send the money, but I don't use it. And if I get 10 guys to do that, there's $50, right? For one day's work. And for them, that's a month's salary, right? Or maybe it's not. Sorry, maybe it's not. I don't know. I have to figure that out. Anyway, what I'm saying is that's a very easy way to earn some money. And what I have found is, what someone told me is that 90% of Filipinos are honest, hardworking, true, kind human beings. And I have found them to all be so happy and kind and helping, like for nothing. Anuj always says, you tip way too much. And I said, you know what? They just go over the top with their customer service. Tim gets angry. I don't. I just listen, I need you to please tell me the truth. Don't Don't sugarcoat it. Just tell me the truth, and I'll be okay. I just need to know. Like with my motorcycle, I said, listen, I understand, but like you need to be able to tell me how long it's going to take. You can't just say it'll be ready when it's ready. I need to know. I need to plan. I need to make plans. So, I talked with one girl and I told her, I said, listen, I don't mind, paying for your, taxi to come and meet me. And then, I'll pay for dinner and whenever we go out or something like that, but don't ask me for money. Remember that. I'm not here to support you. We went out once we met up for coffee. And then after that, I laid down the law, right? I said, I'm not going to give you money just for the sake of giving you money. If we go out, I'll pay for everything, right? But I'm not going to give you money. And she said, oh, okay, I understand. And then like a week later, I said, oh, I'm going to the beach. Do you want to come? You can bring a friend, just so you feel more comfortable. And she says, oh, that sounds good. Let me find out with a friend. Do you mind sending me some money so I can buy a bathing suit? And I'm like, who doesn't have a bathing suit? Number one. And second, I said, listen, I'm not sending you any money. I told you that. And then I left it at that. She never replied back. So you can see where that was going. You buy it, and then I'll give you the money when you show up. I don't give money like that. So when they start asking for money, they like, and it's psychological. It's like with any scammer. You get the scammers that are doing it online, anywhere in the world, online. You click those links and, the internet scammers, whatever send me $10 to finalize this. Oh, okay. You just earned $50. Oh, okay. I earned $50. Great. Let's keep going. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, can you send $20? Oh, okay. Great. Oh, you got $100. You made $100. Oh, great. Okay. Let's keep going. All right. Oh, I'm going to need $450 for the next one. Okay, I'll send you. That's it. You won't get anything. I've seen those scams on YouTube. So, it's like a fishing. They put the lure out there, and if you bite, they jerk you and catch you. Never send money. Oh my God. I don't understand how, simps, how these guys fall for this. I just don't understand it. I've been on a few coffee dates. One or two are nice, but just I'm not interested. The other two asked me for money, so I just delete right there and then. I don't even answer. The minute they ask for money, I just delete it right there and then. Not interested. I don't even want to argue with it. I don't even want to try to convince them. Because I already know what path that they're going down, right? I already understand the path. So my other friend JJ, who lives here, which I have to message him and just remind me to message him. Sorry guys, just because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. I have to message him to come and hang out. Sorry, guys. Let me just. Um, so, like, JJ, the guy who lives in the building next door, he's. Have you been propositioned by the girls on the street at night? And I said, I haven't been out at night yet. Last night, Anuj checked out of his condo, came and hung out with me until midnight before he went on his flight. So I had a couple of classes, and then I finished at 8 o'clock. He was taking an he was out. He went out and then he came back, took a nap. And while I was teaching, when it was finished, we went out for dinner. It's my first time going out on the street at night. And um, walking past, and I see these cute girls, and I don't have my right glasses on. I have my reading glasses, not my walking glasses, because I didn't expect to. And I see these girls, and they say, "Hi, how are you?" And they're looking, and then I look closer, and yeah, it was a lady boy, pretty, but oh my gosh, and like this is what JJ was talking about. Um, yeah, so he was mentioning the the women, quote unquote. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. Interesting experience. Um, Not experience, interesting observation, right? Because this is a upscale neighborhood. Um, so they're around here. I didn't realize it where I lived in Korea. The road behind my house is where the transgenders used to fly their wares, so to say. And I had a camera, a ring camera, and I would turn on the camera sometimes and watch, and I'm like, holy crap! I didn't realize this because I never went out at night on that road, right? Um, when I worked at the club, by the time I'm coming home, it's early morning. So I never saw it until someone told me a year or so later. And I was like, and then I'm looking for it, and I'm like, holy crap, they're right. But anyway, um, I really, for this short trip, I don't want to get involved with anyone. I'll date, I'll go out, I'll hang out, I'll meet people, I'll socialize. I'm socializing a lot. I'm going out tomorrow night. Um, I've been on a couple coffee dates. I've been on one dinner date. I hope to meet someone for short term so I can go out on some trips. Um, and then when I come back, that's when I would look for someone who I might be able to spend a little bit of time with in a casual relationship, not physical. It doesn't have to be physical. It has to be someone who's like-minded, who wants to go out and have fun, you know? And that's generally someone who is not married, obviously, uh, no, doesn't have family, someone who has the time to go out. So, they can't have kids. I'm not opposed to dating someone who has kids, but I don't want. I don't want to be the stepfather to some child that's not mine. Um, I'm not interested in that. So that for me is a deal. I mean, I don't want to sound callous, but we all have our preferences, right? My preference is childless, educated, has a job, um, that's flexible so that I can go. They don't have to have a job. They could be jobless because, again, I'm not opposed to supporting if it's in a relationship. Oh, and here's where I wanted to go with this. These guys that get involved, like, all the guy had to do was go to the lawyer with her ID and have him do a background check. I've already told Lady Sarah, with the guy that she's dating and interested in, I said, before you go down this road, get a criminal background check and have a lawyer look at his status. You need to know if he's telling the truth. Okay? People lie all the time. They have their reasons. And screw the bull crap about, oh, you don't believe me, that means you don't trust me. And say, absolutely. I believe you, I don't trust you. Now, if you want to build my trust, prove it. Show me a piece of paper that proves that you are what you say you are. Then I will trust you till the end of time. But you need to build a trust. I just don't trust blindly. I need evidence. Well, don't you believe what? No. I believe what you're saying. But always in the back of my mind, there is what other people have done. And who's to say you're not the same as everyone else? That in 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, I'm going to find out, So erase all doubt and prove it by providing a criminal background check and your ID so that I can check your status, your civil status, because he's from Thailand, so you have to check it in Thailand and here in Korea. In Korea, it's very easy because all children and marriages are registered. So all you have to do is go with someone's ID and their family name and their personal number, and you can get limited access to their what's called a family registry. That's public information. Family registry. So you can get their status and how many children they have. And I'm not sure about the birthdays or anything like that, but you can get basic family information. That's public information. Don't know about Thailand or Philippines, but obviously the guy who I heard about, his wife didn't register the marriage, and so it didn't get recorded. But anyway, I don't understand how people can get. Well, they do say love is blind. I'm never going to do that. If somebody is offended by me, then that's fine. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye. I'm not so desperate for love that I will fall for the first woman who gives me attention. Right? I'm going to have fun for now in my 50s and 60s. Once I get up into late 60s, then it's time for me to start looking to settle down. 60 is the new 30. When I told the guy who I was working out with today that I was 58, he's like, wow, you look great. I said, what are you talking about? You're 62. You look amazing. He says, diet and exercise. I said, absolutely. And he says, no smoking and no drinking. I said, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. That's the secret. A healthy life, a vibrant social life, mental stimulation, and social interaction with other human beings. But the diet and exercise, you have to have like 3 or 4 of those to be healthy. Dad lost the social, and he's healthy, but he didn't exercise, so he's getting more frail. I mean, he is 90 years old. his body is, but he didn't exercise enough. And he only started exercising late, and it was too late by then. So, he's got that haunch, and it's difficult for him to walk. He just sits for 12 hours a day. I was like, I can't. I used to do that, and I'm not going to do it anymore. Let's look. So, today I've walked 5,300 so far. Yesterday I walked 13,000. Monday I walked 8,000. Sunday I walked 6,000. Friday 7, 9, 7, 5, 5, 9. Even with a broken foot, I'm still walking. I'm doing 10 to 15,000 steps a day because I'm walking around, socializing and talking to people, going to the pool, going to the gym, walking down the street. If you don't get out and socialize, your brain rots and your soul shrivels up. So I'm looking forward to going out this Thursday, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with Tim and his wife and sister-in-law. They're great people. They're kind-hearted people. I'm going to buy them lunch because they're just that great. I love them. His wife, when I first got here, she cooked and she came over and she helped me get everything organized, and she even cleaned a little bit. I said, no, stop. Don't clean. It is not your house. She goes, oh, no, it's okay. But what I really want, and this is what I think everyone wants, they want a partner, right? They want a partner. They want someone that they can work together with. I don't want that right now. Probably in 10 years. Once I get settled in here and once I find a place to live and I get visa-wise, I'm probably not going to get the retirement visa because for $40, $45 a month, I can stay here for 3 years. With a retirement visa, you have to have proof of income, which I don't have because I'm working technically under the table. And you have to deposit $15,000 US into a locked account for the term of your stay. And that's no, I'm not doing that. I can double that money in a year. Absolutely not. Wouldn't do that. And people say, well, it's cheaper to do that. No, it's not. I can earn more money and spend the $400, $500 a year for, I eventually, in maybe 5 or 10 years, will do that. But nah, not interested right in the short term. Not until I finally decide whether or not I'm going to stay here or not. Whether I'm going to stay here, whether I'm going to stay in Dumaguete, where I'm going to stay, probably not Rojas City, but between Dumaguete, Bohol, and here. See, the thing is that here and Dumaguete, the price for a condo is almost the same. Because I want to live in a condo. I don't want to live in a villa. I want to live in a community because of that social aspect. Now, if I was involved in a long-term relationship, then I can see myself moving to the outskirts and living outside of Dumaguete City with a woman in a villa and have no problem, right? Because then everything's taken care of. I have a local who can help me navigate the infrastructure part of it. And I have someone who I can socialize with. But here, because I'm single, I need this infrastructure to be able to connect with other human beings. So anyway, but that's my story for today, guys. I think I'm really getting into this YouTube structure. I've been doing YouTube for a long time, but I was doing it for different purposes and different ideas. I think, as I've been saying to you guys before, I want this to be kind of like a Truman Show. So I'm going to start to do more like live action. So I wanted to set up the tripod in the gym today and do a video on one of my topics while I was working out, wear the microphone and just talk while you guys watch me exercise. But there was too many people in there, so I decided not to do that because I'm comfortable. I'm still not comfortable filming people, but I will eventually, once my foot is a little bit better and I can walk down to the shopping mall, wear my equipment and walk around and, show you what life is like when I'm interacting with people. I'm going to show more of my interactions with locals, because I know you guys like that. Simon loves it. Simon loves that. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to do it in the last little while, but being injuring my foot really put a damper on some of the things I wanted to do. Nightlife, I'm going to try to do it. It's just the problem is I find it weird making a YouTube video, and I can't do it because there's so much music that it won't be allowed. I can take video and then layer in a voiceover, and maybe that's what I'll do. I'll take some clips, piece them together, and then do a voiceover, and then do a talking head and tell you about like the adventures and the people I meet and what happens. But capturing audio is really hard in a bar or a club or something like that, because number one, it's too loud. Number two, the music is copyrighted. I can't record, and I can't use my Insta360. I have to use my phone because the Insta360 does not work in dark. But my Samsung S24, my God, that thing picks up amazing video in the dark. My hospital video was made on my Samsung phone, not on my Insta360. So that's what I'll probably do, not tomorrow, but when I do go out, I'll make a nighttime video for you guys. I'm gonna do a nighttime video in my neighborhood. There is a couple of bars with live music and stuff like that around here that you guys can see what it's like, and I'm gonna talk to some people and say hi, and you guys will see what it's like. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. Darren, have a safe flight landing soon in Sri Lanka. You'll be landing at night because it is, it's only 3:30. It's only 3:30. But the sun sets. I keep forgetting how many hours difference it is between me and Sri Lanka because I constantly live on Korean time. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, I want to just thank you guys for your constant support. I really do appreciate what you guys are doing, what you guys are saying, how you're interacting with me. It's just wonderful. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Saturday morning. Remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. Support and compliment and help each other, whether it's here or in life. And remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends who haven't met yet. We'll see you all on the other side.